You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live. Next, featuring intimate and in-depth interviews with Black Hollywood's next edition of stars and influencers. Black Hollywood Live. Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, next.
All right. Yeah. Welcome to another exciting edition of Black Hollywood Live.
Yes.
I'm your host, Nick Perdue, and I'm joined with my lovely co-host,
Who, me?
Miss Megan Thomas.
Yes. How you doing? Megan Thomas right here. I'm glad to be here.
Good to have you here, too.
Yes.
You know, it's good to see I haven't seen you in a little while.
You know.
But you know who else we have here?
No, who?
Very special guest. She acts, she sings, she's blowing the internet up right now. The beautiful, talented Miss Drew Sidora.
Yay!
Well, thank you for that.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. This is really chill. I feel like cool. Like I'm just like.
No, you look cool. We're so glad to have you, too. You look amazing, girl.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We will probably be best friends after this.
Really?
Okay, or maybe like you know, decent
Kind
friends.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter
Okay.
followers. That's
Yeah,
Twitter
yeah,
followers and
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
Hey, I'm good with that one. I hope we get that. Yes.
Nick, you already starting your stocking. Stop.
I'm just saying.
Stop it.
Right? She's
Too early in the show.
Whatever, that works.
We're going to be professional, okay? Right now.
So you are born and raised from Chicago.
Chi-Town.
Right?
All
And
day.
they gave you the title of Chi-Town Princess.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
they did. Actually, Chris Michael, shout out to him
There you go.
from WGCI, coined me that, and they've just been calling me that ever since. So I'm
Yay.
honored because I love my city.
Okay.
We have like the best food.
Right.
The best food.
What
I
part are
mean-
you from?
I have family all over. Like, Chicago is like this. Like, you know, you go to your grandma's on the weekend and in the summertime, and then we got cousins on Ashland, 86 and Ashland, off of Stony Island, and then I got family on the east side, 9030 Yates, and then my parents were on 76 and Marquette, and we
Okay.
moved to Olympia Fields. That's where I went to high school. Shout out to Rich Central Olympians. So, yeah, just all over. Like, I'm really active there. I've been there, you know, always. I've been in LA for a while, but I always go back home just to kind of be that voice, especially with all the violence going on there. So I'm really dedicated to my city. But yeah, Chicago, Chi-Town Princess. That's what they say.
There you go. So how has Chicago molded you as a person?
Wow, Chicago's rough.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if you know, you don't have that inspiration. Like when I first came to LA, I mean, the palm trees did it for me. The palm trees and the beach. I was like, what?
Right.
It's the ocean, you know, because we got the lake, but the lake is like the ocean to us. So
Yeah.
it was just eye openers. Very, you know, here you have so much opportunity. There you don't see that a lot. You know, you don't
Right.
see success walking those streets. So to have that dream and that passion for me, you know, I really wanted something bigger. And so to take everything around me from my city, I mean, I have great role models, great family. We're very cultured in that Chicago people are about family. We about eating and barbecues
Right.
and fun. So I think that just allowed me to bring that to LA because LA's tough. You know, it's not an easy place
Yeah.
to really start up your dreams. But I think just having my family there kept me grounded, and their support like kept me going forward in this industry. So that's why I always got to go home. I go home because when I go home, they're like, okay, you going to wash them dishes? You
Right.
You're going to, okay, cook this dinner, you know,
Yeah.
they keep you grounded, and it's
Yeah.
just a very real culture place. So like, I think that really ultimately helped me to stay strong out here, being away from my family and having to face so much adversity in this industry.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I mean, that's why I think in Chicago, shout out to Kanye and Oprah and Obama. I mean,
Yeah.
we got some good people come in before me that have definitely been inspiration and wanted me to come out here and really start my career. So Chicago's a bomb. Y'all should come out.
You're in good company.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I talk a lot about Chicago.
You should. It's a great city.
Love
It's
it
a great
so
city.
much. Yeah, so
So your IMDb page says that you have been studying musical theater
you did
and
good.
acting
Ooh,
since 2.
you went in that crate. You dug
Girl,
up
we
that
were.
history. What? You said it though, Barbara Walters. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So
yes.
how did you know you
want?
want to be an actress and a singer?
It was like in me. Like I was 3 years old playing the piano.
Wow.
Like who does that? Who know? I just had, it was intriguing to me. I wanted to learn how to play the piano, and I would like videotape myself dancing and singing. So I taped over a lot of weddings and family. Like my family was angry at me. Like, are you serious? They'd be like, let's watch the family reunion. It's me like, and they're like so mad at me. And so it was just one of those things where I was just curious, about video camera and how that worked, and always wanting to entertain, make people laugh, and so it was just innate. And it wasn't before long that I was very heavy in theater in Chicago and just doing fashion shows and really involved in that. And my sister, who's my manager, she was out in LA, and she became a writer on Amen and Rock, and she worked at William Morris, and so she was really in it. So she was like calling home like, Mom, you got to get her headshots, that's what you got to do, and kind of help teach us the industry and what I needed to do. And so I booked my first job. We came to visit my sister, and it was an audition for Divas on Fox. And I got the part, and I worked with Khalil Kane and Nicole Carson, and I was like, this is really what I want to do. This is awesome. So I always knew eventually I wanted to do it and pursue it professionally. But my whole life I was very in the arts and all of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you were on Divas at 10?
I was.
Oh my goodness.
Don't go looking for it. I was. Please don't. Oh God, I can't even say that. Because I look back and I'm like, what in the world was I thinking? I mean, it is really throwback. It's hilarious, but yeah, I was 10 years old and got to just experience that and knew that was what I wanted to do. So
what did you take away from that experience at 10?
At 10, I was just, it was a great experience. So it was all positive for me. I felt like I would always book something. Everything I went on, it was a false positive, because I'm like, I'm always going to book, and it's always going to be this way. But it definitely gave me that jump start of this is what I want to do. It confirmed everything I thought I wanted to do. Being on that professional level and working with Thomas Carter, the director, and feeling that I could actually do something like this. It just definitely gave me confidence to really want to pursue it. My family was like, you're going to go to medical school. I was like, I'm going back to LA. They were like, okay, well, we'll let you go for the summer after you graduate if you do well in school. And I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, let me figure this out. I got straight A's. I graduated early. Nice. So I was like, oh, I have the whole year plus the summer to really try to get something going. And that's what I did. So I was out here like turning 17 in LA while all my friends were like, you not going to prom? I'm like, I'm out here trying to just live and survive. I'm taking the bus to stand in this line right now to try to be an extra, and I did that whole struggle thing. So yeah, I was focused. I think back now, like, how did I do that? How did I leave my family literally, but that time I was just super focused, super just wanting it. So
you didn't go to prom, Drew?
I did not. I was prom queen my junior year. So you're supposed to go back your senior year and pass it down. I kind of feel bad now. Like I really should have done that. That's just mean. That's wrong. Like, I was not there to pass it down to the girl. But I wasn't Someone else did.
I'm sure she got her crown. She's
all right, right?
She's good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for making me feel better, because I was like, certain things are important, but I was out here trying to get it. I'm like, I ain't got nothing for prom. I didn't walk across the stage. Definitely looking back, like now where I'm at in my life, I try to keep that balance. Like I've watched my family kind of grow up, my nieces and nephews, and I miss a lot of my friends' weddings. And I'm like, you know what? Let me take a break and go back home. And that's really what I've been focused on being in Chicago, because I just feel like I need to have that balance. Everything can't just be work. I need to be there for my friends and my family. That's really, really important. So I started to think back like, oh God, do I need to go back and apologize to that girl who's prom queen and let her know, like, I'm sorry. But yeah, I was definitely focused at a very, very young age. Crazy.
That's good. And because that focus, led you to That's So Raven, and you got a reoccurring role as Chantel.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
And so
Raven.
And working with Raven, because she's been in the business, just as young or even younger, and so she dabbled in music and all of that too. So did she help you out or anything? She give you any tips or?
First of all, I was like, you're Olivia. Okay. I love you. And honestly, I have a lot of respect for Raven. Like, I learned so much from her, not only the comedic side and just that timing, because we had so much fun doing that show. Like, it wasn't a day that she's crazy. But on the business side, she is a smart businesswoman. She was executive producing. She was with the writers. She was very busy and focused. So from that behind the scenes, I was looking at her like, okay, she's on her stuff. And I see why she's had that success. So she definitely was there like, look, if it's not funny to you, we're not going to do it. Because Bill Cosby said, I'm like, oh, Bill Cosby, give us that knowledge. You know, she was brought up by one of the best.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I was honored to work with her. And I did. I learned a lot from her, for real.
Wow.
She the bomb.
Girl, and I will tell you this. I watched all That's So Raven when I was in college.
Thank you.
I was so old watching Disney
You want to know? I meet more adults. It's like, oh my God, I love doing that. So I'm like, your kids? She's like, nah, me.
I know.
You had a kid, but I love it.
It was a guilty pleasure.
Cool. It was funny.
definitely- yeah.
That was a good show.
It was funny. I definitely watched it before I got on there. I was like, oh, cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So you were on The Game, but you played yourself.
I did.
Which is a little different as an actress. How was that playing a
Blessing.
character based on you?
It was a
What'd you think?
blessing. It was a blessing. I'm not like her all the way. I'm going to say that right now. But it was a blessing to be able to do that. 'Cause you have to be like a huge star to be able to play yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Mara Brock-Akil actually knew me when I was a little girl, and when my sister came back from LA, Mara and her knew each other, just women, African American women in business, and so she remembered me. She came to my mom's house, and she was like,
Wow.
"You was running around the house talking about I'm gonna be a big star one day," and I was like, you remember that? Like, I kind of recalled that. I'm like, you were that lady. She was like, and you still pursued it. So I did an episode of Girlfriends, and she was like telling us about the game. She's like, I want to bring you on there. And so her and my manager and my agent, they worked together, and she brought me on the show.
Nice.
And it was a blessing, to do that. And so she would sit on the phone, and we would work through storylines. And I think why people love the show so much is because it was so real.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone connected to the storylines because it was real life.
Yeah.
So even though people do kind of, you broke up Derwin and Mel.
Mhm,
But I'm
girl.
like, I know. See you coming for me. I'm like, but look, this is what I say. As women, how many times have we been lied to by a man?
Right.
Right? It
Not that
happens.
often.
Oh, okay. You know what?
I know, right? You see this face right here?
Because you're the perfect man, because I see it all in your face.
There's no
Aw.
estrogen in the room.
You are so adorable, though. You can't cause no harm to nobody.
Girl, don't lie. Don't lie to him now.
It looked that way now. That's how they get you, because they look a certain way,
Right.
and then you get caught up. But, either you're the woman that's the girlfriend that is being lied to, like, baby, I'm faithful, or you're the other woman. It's like, I ain't got no woman, I'm single, and you built this relationship and
Right.
feelings get involved. And that is, I was telling the truth of that girl. So that's how I said I was the victim too. I was
That's all
hurt.
right. I feel you. I feel your pain.
Feel me. Thank
Mhm.
you. Feel me.
too.
That's all I wanted.
But no, okay. Since you're playing yourself essentially,
Yeah.
did you were you in the writers' room too, or?
Not so much in the writer's room, but we definitely were on creative phone calls. And I really appreciated that about Mara Brock, because she didn't have to care about what I wanted or what I would say and not say.
Yeah.
But she was sensitive to the fact that, okay, you're playing yourself, so is this okay? This is where we're thinking about taking it. And you can bring any real life situation to this if you have any ideas. So I think opening the door for people to do that made it more real, because
Right.
everyone got to share their personal experiences that I think everybody ultimately, it's like, I've been through that. I can relate to that. It's real
Right.
life. So I think that was brilliant on her part to do that.
So was Drew on the show? Were there any personal experiences that Drew on the show had with Drew in real life?
Definitely, not that I can say directly now. Maybe it happened and I never found out about it. But I could identify emotionally, because I was the girlfriend that got cheated on all the time. And so that pain of just being betrayed and lied to is what I was able to pull from. But it happened, so I definitely felt like it was real. And it was innocent, even though it didn't come across that way. I was like, I really didn't know about Mel. I didn't know about her.
Yeah.
But definitely when the emotion came time for the emotional stuff, I pulled from those experiences of like crying because I was cheated on my boyfriend. The same old story that we go
Guys
through.
just doing you wrong. Huh?
They
The
just do
athletes,
you so
the football
wrong.
players,
I
and Derwin
love
Davises.
I love him. I love him. The one that's working, 9 to 5,
Right.
FedEx, he doing it too.
And I remember just looking at you. I remember when I watched that episode, because I'm a faithful The Game lover, yes. And I remember watching that episode, and I was like, hold on, let me look this girl up really quick, because she looks familiar. And that's when I saw That's So Raven. I was like, oh, that's her.
Yeah.
And she played herself. I wonder if
Yeah.
she's really skanky like that.
I'm not
But she wasn't
skanky.
really skanky.
What you think?
No, I didn't think you were.
Yeah.
I was like, after I watched, I was like, okay, cool. She's cool, and that's cool that she got to play herself. So I'm glad you got that role.
I got to turn that on because it was like, you know, when you get an opportunity to play those things, you get to bring that side of you. Because in real life, I'm like a tomboy. If I can be, I don't really like to wear heels. I'm clumsy. I am goofy. I like to eat like a dude. You know, I'm crossing my legs today, but I just like to be comfortable. So when I got to say, y'all think I'm sexy? Like I got to really dig deep, and I'm like, oh yeah, like swinging my head. You want this? Oh, I got it. You know, and if it was believable, I was actually happy when people thought I was like, I really came across sexy. Cool. Right. Now, you know, do you want to do that all the time? I don't want to do that all the time. I don't have time for all that in the heels and all being prissy. But it was great. It was great to show the case that side of me.
Okay. Sexy video too.
And I got to use my music too, which was a blessing because people didn't know that I sing, so I got to bring that to the forefront as well, which, you know, dominoed effect into me getting a deal. So it was all like a huge blessing for me, and I'm so thankful to Mar Brock and Celine for even supporting me and seeing something in me to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Crazy Sexy Cool really quickly. Okay, so the audition process for that, because this is essentially, it's like a biopic, correct?
Yes.
And so, you know, because, you know, there's a list of actresses that could have played these various roles.
Yes.
Right.
Sure.
So what was your audition process like?
It's crazy. And this is why I say, you know, everybody has their own journey. And what's for you is for you. Because I was in Chicago at the time when my agent and my manager sent me the audition. I was like, oh, I'm not even there. And I was like, I really want this opportunity. Yeah. So thank God for technology because I put myself on tape. My mom put me on tape. We're in the bathroom. I put up a white sheet, okay? My mom's reading the lines and taping me.
There
like,
the
video was crazy because my mom was like, and so what you say, T-Boz? Like, her voice, because she didn't. And then it's like, okay. And so we did it, and I edited on my iMovie and sent it like, no, I got to do this.
Right.
And they liked it. And then Charles Stone III gave me a call back, and we Skyped on the call back.
Wow.
They never do that. That's why I was like, God, this is for me. Yeah. Because he agreed to Skype me, and we did the call back that way. And then when I tested, I came to LA, and I tested with Lil Mama. And when I saw her, I was like, oh, your left eye. I was like, you got her. Whole everything. She was like, you think so? I was like, yeah, you got her. She embodied her spirit. Yeah. And so, that was my experience. When I tested, I saw T-Boz and Chili. They were at the test, and they gave no indication that I got the part. But they called, and I just fell to my knees, and I was crying. It was all like, because I was a huge fan of TLC growing up. Right. And this is an opportunity to tell someone's true story and be a part of history. Yeah. And I really wanted it. You know, I really wanted to be a part of it. And I did my research, and I just gave it everything I had in me.
So,
go ahead. No.
What did you really do like for your research? Because did you Skype or did you call or did you just send out messages
for the audition? I got on the internet. Well, I've been the spokesperson for Sickle Cell Disease Association of Illinois for like 8 years. Mm-hmm. So I already had an understanding of sickle cell and like what that's about, and she really struggled with that. Yeah. And so I felt like that was a connection, and I found out she's a Taurus. I'm a Taurus. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. She's from the Midwest. I'm from the Midwest. I'm like, okay, cool. We had a lot of connections that made me feel like, okay, I really felt her. Like, I understood kind of her personality, and I read as much as I could on the web, and that was enough for me to take to it and kind of do the tape with the lines they gave me. And like I said, growing up, like being a huge fan, my friends and I would videotape ourselves. That was one of the videotapes I taped over. We was on there like, so I creep. And oddly enough, I was always T-Boz. So I was like, oh man, I know all the verses. I know all the, so on my audition tape, I sang and I did my little creep dance, and I did the whole performance of that before I went into the scene, so they could see I could sing too. Yeah. And I think that might have really got me the part. I don't know. I never asked that question, but yeah, I went all in to try to give them everything to show them like I'm really can pull this off. And I was just happy they saw something in me to think that I could play her. And when they called and when I got to set, I picked her brain as much as I could. I studied her, and we got on the phone, and after we talked for 5 hours.
Wow.
5 hours. And then she came and kidnapped me, and we was just rolling. Like, we're like this now, and I just appreciate her. She's been like such a mentor to me. Like, I can call her anytime, and she's just a real person, and we really connected because we don't cover up anything. So she gave it to me all. Like, she told me the real of everything, and that ultimately helped me to bring Tionne, and that was my challenge, to bring Tionne Watkins, to this. Everybody knows who T-Boz is, but to show her vulnerable moments, to show who she was like us, behind closed doors, you know, going through her individual issues, and all the girls had their issues. So I think that's what's going to be powerful about watching this movie, is learning like they was going through all of that and we didn't even know.
Right.
Wow. And they still was successful. Wow. You know, it's very, very inspirational.
Was there anything when you were doing this, did you ever feel like, okay, I probably didn't do that too well. Let me talk to her and see if this is actually what she would do. Was there any situation like that?
Yeah. When I thought I had those dance moves, Jamaica, the choreographer, came in. I was like, oh, I got this. You know, I danced. You know, I had the moves and everything. And she came down and was like, okay, that was good. But I wouldn't do it like that. I was like, oh, God. She was like, we got to work. We got work to do, but y'all going to be all right. And we danced for like 12 hours.
Wow.
You know, because I had to then embody her swag. You know, the way she didn't dance like Chili. She didn't dance like Left Eye. So we all had to go in our little personal space and kind of figure it out and kind of, you know, try to get her body movement. So I really worked on that and all her. She taught me all her little go-to moves. It's like, you got to hit him with this, you know, the neck roll. And her mama was like, you hit him with that neck roll, baby. You going to get him. I'm like, Mama, I'm going to do the neck roll. I'm going to get this neck roll. I'll be at the hotel and the mirror like, no, that wasn't it. That, and definitely when I tried on the Scrubs outfit, because we wore that real outfit.
Wow.
And when them mugs didn't come up all the way, I was like, it just got real. Let me get a trainer, because they were known for their bodies.
Right.
So I was training really hard. I had a trainer come work me out in the morning, like 4 a.m. If I had a call time at 6, she'd be at the house 4 a.m. working me out, come to set, work me out, and then after I rap, go back in the gym and work out.
Wow.
And I was on a very strict diet, because that was important to bring that physical look too. You can't see T-Boz up there looking all, you know,
right.
gotta be
Really
tight.
rolling, huh?
You
Yeah.
really rolling though. No, we had to be tight. So I had a little 2-4 pack, you know, at the end of it, I was happy.
Okay.
But I got in her outfit, and that just gave me chill bumps. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, in that moment, it was like those moments really, really were amazing. So
Right.
it was crazy.
So like all of the women our age, we grew up on TLC. How important was it for you to be a part of this biopic?
Man, I prayed. I was like, God, if you don't hear me, you know, I really just wanted, for me, because they were so inspiring to me.
Right.
That was the first time I ever saw girls dressed like that, and it was still sexy, and they brought the awareness of safe sex, and I was like, they are just so cool. They inspired me to know, just be yourself. You don't have to show all this skin and be all that way, because that's naturally who I was. I was a tomboy, and I got teased at school, so I was like, oh man, they cool. They made it acceptable. And so to be a part of what inspired me, and I look at the industry and I'm like, they did all that success, they had people around the world they touched, and yet they couldn't pay their rent.
Right.
But yet they were so successful, and they kept going. I'm like, if that's not inspiration, like, so I just think this movie, and it was important for me to be a part of it, because I think it's going to be so inspiring for just young girls, women, men, everybody. Just know, like, money does not equate to success.
Right.
You could be so successful and be broke as heck.
Right.
Sure.
So the story, and the moral of the story is, you know, just keep persistent and believe in yourself and find that passion, because literally they were doing it for no money. And when you find something you'll do for no money and still keep going, that's when you know that's your passion. And you could go, man, out of this world with that passion and be super successful. And I'm like, 20 years in the game. This is their 20th year anniversary.
Right.
So they have like a 20th year album coming out, celebration. How many artists have 20 years in the game after they went through all they went through, and then they lose their group member and they still doing it?
Right.
I'm like, that's crazy. So this is inspirational, and I wanted to be a part of a project that's positive. You know, something that I'll feel good about walking away, and years from now people can watch it and hopefully be inspired by.
Right. What was it like working with Little Mama and Keke Palmer?
Oh my God. It was so funny. We were really like a girl group.
Really?
Like, we had our moments where we had to go sit in the corner. All right, y'all make up. I don't want to make up. Like, we really became like sisters, because we just got into our zone and our characters, and days where we had to do scenes where we got into an altercation. It was like something always happened to where that made the scene very real. Like, I'm really mad at you, but we like really truly love each other. We still talk to this day, and I think the chemistry was just amazing. Everybody was cast perfectly. Like, Little Mama embodied Left Eye spirit. Chili and Keke, when you saw them side by side, it was crazy. They look so much alike, and their personalities were just like. And when it was me and T-Boz, like we both would be sitting the same way and everything, and we have on the same outfit. Like we see each other, like it's just crazy. So they did a great job, not only physically, but I think just internally, because I never thought I looked like her physically.
Right.
So shout out to hair and makeup, because they did do that.
They did.
They did that.
When I saw that, I was like, wow.
Me too. I was like, oh, I look in the mirror like, who is this person? But it definitely helped me get in my zone, internally, because I really felt like internally I connected. So the fact that casting saw it's something inside, I think that was brilliant on their part. So
now how was acting in this biopic different than the That's So Raven and the other stuff that you've been on?
It was scary. Like I just was scared every day because I'm like, it was the first project I've ever done that you hear about it before they cast it. And then when they cast it, everyone's making comments and just like breaking you down. And so then you got to go work, and you know that people are just waiting for you not to do a good job, and tear you apart. And so it's that pressure of not only wanting to make the fans happy, because they come with a lot of fans that you got to make sure you do it justice. Then you've got their real life. Now they got to go off and have a career. They got kids. It's like all that pressure we put on ourselves. Like they got kids. They got to still work and be successful. We have to do a good job. And then we want the movie to do well ultimately for VH1. So it was a lot of pressure. Like we was praying every day. Like, Lord, if you never just help us, it was one of the biggest challenges for me. And so obviously now when people would come on set and they would see us and they would confuse us or clap, give us kudos, it gave us confidence. Right. The first day after shooting, T-Boz came to me and was like, you're freaking me out. You look too much like me, so I'm going to leave. You got this. And I just kind of felt a sigh of relief. Right. And, of course, now with the public giving us, praises and compliments, and they're excited, I'm like, ooh, now I can be excited. Like now is probably the first time I can just feel good and happy. So, it was scary. It was really scary. Yeah.
It's over and done with now.
It's over and done.
We're waiting for it to come on.
We're waiting now. Now I just want to see it. I just want to sit back and just, enjoy it, because we had a lot of fun doing it. Definitely going back in time with the fashion of the 90s and recreating the videos. We had a blast. We really did.
So, but did you guys watch any dailies or anything? Or did you guys see any of it? Or they went to say, okay.
I didn't want to watch it. Kiki watched it. She was like, yo, it's epic. It's epic. Yo, it's epic. I love Kiki. She's so crazy. But she loved it, and she's really excited. I just didn't want to see it because I want to wait until it's all done and just sit back with everybody and watch it. So
where are you going to watch it at? Are you at watch party or with family?
I am. I'm going to do a premiere in Chicago. I'm going to bring that Hollywood experience to all my people on the West Side. And they're going to all come out and just do the whole red carpet thing, give them a chance to be able to dress up and come out. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Nice. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Okay. Yeah.
So now you've had some roles where you were able to, showcase your music. So now, kind of going forward, are you looking for roles where you're able to showcase music now? Is that something that you really look for?
I definitely, when those come up, I'm like, this would be great. Anytime I can bring my music to television, obviously for business reasons, is great. Right. But that's just who I am. As a person, I love to sing and I love to act, and I would never want to have to choose one or have to take time off of one to do the other. So obviously those are just the perfect roles. Those are ultimately just, for me, I'm going to be able to showcase that. But for the ones that I've had, I'm very thankful for, because you don't always get those. I think now with entertainment, you kind of see both kind of going hand in hand now with Glee and everything. So I'm kind of feeling we could do this here. But I am signed to Slip and Slide in Miami. So working on my music as well, and spend a lot of time down there working on the project. So hopefully I can bring it, to the screen and to the radios real soon. Y'all have me back and play some of my music. Right.
Well, if you had to pick, though, because I know you just said you if you had to pick, you have to pick one: singing, dancing, acting, producing.
Woo! Wow.
Going for them all. Which one would you pick?
Wow.
You can only pick one.
Crazy. Well, that is the toughest question I've ever.
We can come back to. We'll let you marinate on it if you need to.
I would say, for me, music, just because music is a part of who I am. Like, whatever I'm going through, it's like I'm able to release that through my music. So I need that. I need that. Even if I'm not recording, I'm writing. I have a notebook just full of things. Just that's my release. Whereas in acting, I take someone else's truth and their baby, and I make it my own. I find the truth within me. So I just feel like with music, that's like, man, that's like part of my heart. So I'd have to say music.
Okay.
That was hard though, but yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, sing away.
Hello.
No.
Do.
Do it, girl. So you mentioned earlier that you were the spokesperson for the sickle cell disease of Illinois.
Yes.
And you said 8 years?
Yes.
What made you want to be a part of that?
My father's a pediatrician.
Okay.
And so he was asked to come down to the sickle cell camp when I was probably like 8 years old. It was my first time going down there because they have to go to a camp where doctors are on site. They have to have medicine, their medicine every couple of hours. They have to be watched and monitored and just special things that they need, care in case anything happens. So I was 8 years old going to the camp and had made friends and playing with everyone. And then the next year, they are not coming back. Why? They passed away, or I'm there and I'm seeing them getting, taken away in an ambulance. And I didn't understand it as a child. I'm like, but I don't understand, them explaining it to me. It was like, but why? What can we do? There's no cure. And that's what made me want to get involved, because I'm like, there's got to be a way. So when I did book, a couple things, I was like, if my name means anything, like, if I can bring any awareness or attention, like, I really want to be a part, because they need money for research. It affects predominantly, it's an African-American disease. It affects us. Right. So we need money. We don't have that much money for research, which ultimately will lend itself to finding a cure. Without research, we have nothing. So I wanted to be involved and help raise funds for that. So I started to be a part of that, when I booked a couple things, and I became the spokesperson that way. So it's like a personal thing for me. I feel personally, affected in that way. So obviously, then doing the movie, I wanted to make sure T-Boz understood that I do understand, and I know what it's like. I know what it feels like. I know what a crisis looks like. And because we had to really bring that to the screen. Yeah, that was a big struggle of hers. So I've been doing that for 8 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're just busy. You're amazing. I will say that, just to do these different things and to make sure that you just don't use your platform for self-righteousness. That's good, and that's amazing.
No.
And you did, you produced a movie,
I did.
Blessed and Cursed, with Deitrick Hadden and
Yep.
Sheryl Lee Ralph. Why did you decide to produce a movie, and why did you decide to produce this particular movie?
Well, my mom's a pastor.
Okay.
And I was ordained a deacon at Trinity United Church of Christ when I was 13.
Okay.
By Jeremiah Wright. And so that's my foundation, not to say I'm perfect. Oh God, no. I mean, I definitely, had that time of my life growing up and thinking I knew everything and knew I didn't know nothing.
Right.
But honestly, that's my foundation. I've always had that inside of me. So, after work was just really slow, I got the opportunity. Kelly Williams, who was Laura on Family Matters, who's my mentor, was really teaching me about the business side and how, as an actor, you got to really put a lot of hats on.
Right.
And that's ultimately what got me wanting to produce more and be involved on behind the scenes. So, I wasn't working as an actor, so I was like, I got to do this. The opportunity came. Deitrick gave me the opportunity to be able to get behind the scenes, and they took me under their wing. And so I did. I learned a lot, and I read the script. And I liked it because it told it like it was. Like, the church is not perfect. And it really exposed the flaws in the church, which turns a lot of people away from the church. And I felt like that was an important story to tell. Like, just as Christians, we're not perfect. There are things going on in the church that we need to address, but how you go through those things and get through in spite of that, churches and everything, you have to have a relationship with God. That's ultimately what the movie's message was. And so I was like, oh, I got to be a part of this. This is dope. And so I was in Detroit for like 3 months, and oh yeah, it was tough. I learned a lot. I didn't sleep. Right. But ultimately, the movie, like, a lot of people have told me that it changed their life, or they were really inspired by it. And I thought that was a blessing. So I was happy to be a part of it. Now we're doing Blessed and Cursed 2. We're in pre-production for that. Okay. So yeah, people want to see more. So I hope to do more producing. That's important, to open up the door for other people to be able to come out, and hopefully open the door for other women to be able to do that too. So yeah.
Okay.
And shout out to Deitrick Hadden, because he doing his thing. Preachers of LA. Right. I'm like, okay, Deitrick, doing the gospel music, and doing his thing right now. Yeah.
Deaconess Drew. Praise the Lord.
So,
Church 'em.
Deacon Drew.
Oh God, no. Okay, now you know I got a name for you, boo.
What would probably be the key to staying fresh, in the music industry and in the movies and TV industry?
Right. Hey, I mean, this is like my rebirth. I mean, I really went through a lot in my life and my career, and it's a journey. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has their own journey. So what works for me, everybody has their own journey, and that's what's so amazing. So for me, I mean, I go back to Chicago when I feel like LA is getting a little bit too much for me, a little too hard. I go back to my support system, and then I get, that love, and I get that confidence back, and I come back out and just keep fighting. But I definitely say, like, I have faith. I really do, and I just have to embrace that struggle sometimes, because it can really get you down. But this is the testament, and I hope it can inspire somebody that I wasn't even in LA. I was in Chicago, and this job I still got. Right. So that's why I'm like, it's whatever's for you is for you, and you just have to stay humble, and I'm just appreciative for every time I work, and so I'd rather have a long journey of just steady working instead of just going straight to the top and then having nothing. So all my mistakes, I'm like really happy that I was able to learn from them and just pray I don't keep making them. Right. But I think it's just about knowing that you don't know everything and just be open to keep growing and getting better. Because with every movie, I'm like, man, I just continue to learn, learn things. So I hope that just keeps me like going in this business. Yeah.
Okay. Well, one thing that can definitely keep you going is your own record label.
Hey,
right?
How you know
this is Record Breakers Music Group, right? RBMG. Yeah. So what prompted this? Like, why did you want to start this?
I wanted to start it because, well, for me, never had an album out, but I've been doing music my whole life. And I thought it was important for me to learn the business side. And there was one particular artist that I just really got excited about and fell in love with more than my own, music. I was really inspired. His name is Paper, and he's from Chicago. He's a rapper. And I felt like, you know what? Let me get on this side and really learn the business because I can only apply that to myself as an artist later on. And I dedicated myself to getting him a deal. And look him up, he's hot.
Paper? P-A-P-A?
P-A-Y-P-A.
P-A-Y-P-A.
Yes.
Well, out of Chi-Town.
Straight out of the Chi, baby, yes.
So who are your musical inspirations? Like, who do you look up to? Before you go in the studio, you're like, okay, I want to, get this type of vibe.
That's a good question. I loved Anita Baker. Okay. Because of her stylistic, like she just had them runs for days. The way she did her swag, and I'm now they are singers like Jennifer Hudson. She can go. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit up here and try to go toe to toe with Jay Hud, but I understand after listening to Anita Baker, I'm more of a stylistic singer. I enjoy backgrounds. I was a huge fan of Brandy, Full Moon album. I studied that album. I'm appreciative of that type of singer. So Anita Baker all day. I was a huge fan of Minnie Riperton. Okay. Huge fan. So those are the artists that I tend to. I mean, Frankie Beverly and Maze. Like, my son dances to Frankie Beverly and Maze. Like, I love old school music, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Chicago. In Chicago we have a lot of festivals, so we do all that. But I love live instruments. That is kind of our Chicago sound. If you know anything about Kanye or Common, you're gonna hear that. So bands and drums and keyboards and guitars. That's all me. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
gotta love real music.
Yeah.
We're real music. Feels good, Yeah.
Right. And you mentioned your son.
Yeah.
What's his name? How old is he?
His name is Josiah.
Okay.
And he is 2, going on 14. He's so grown. I don't know if I should say this. He's in the movie though. He's in the movie. I'm proud of him. He's in the movie. He's in the Crazy Sexy Cool movie. And it's a funny story because, as you know, T-Boz has a daughter. And something happened with casting or something on the day we were shooting my daughter. And my son happened to be on set, and he has a head full of curly hair. And the director's like, I see your son rolling around, and he's so cute. I'm like, and I knew what was coming. I was like, oh, God. And he's like, we had a mix-up. Can we use your son to play a daughter? I was like, what? And then I was like, okay, you know what? It's being a thespian. Sometimes you gotta play a crackhead, and you're not a crackhead, homewrecker, but you're not a homewrecker. Well, he gonna play a girl. He's not a girl. I was like, just no funny stuff, no dresses, no stockings. We ain't gonna do that. Yeah. But the director sent me a picture on my phone. I'll show you. It's hilarious. It's a picture of him in the scene. He's looking at me like. He's looking at me like, Mama, I'm so mad at you for letting him do this to me. But yeah, like he's in the movie as my daughter. So. Yeah, he's a little up and coming actor, I guess. On accident.
How are you gonna explain that to
I
him?
don't know.
I know, right?
Girl, if you could help me out, let me know. I was like, okay, well, maybe I have to teach him to have a sense of humor. Don't take yourself too seriously. Like, that's one. The second one is, as a thespian, you got to, so now I got to make him a star. I got to make him like, Will Smith's son.
He has to be successful
He has
now.
to be successful.
No excuse.
Got to get him an agent. Tell
Yeah.
him my publicist.
Headshots
We got to
he
get
needs out.
him. We got to get him some magazines, Siri.
Right.
But
Shout out.
you can hold that, like over his head until he's 18.
I
Be like,
know.
remember, I would tell all your little friends, you think you're cool, friends at the school, you
Right.
play my daughter.
Man, he gonna have it in for me. Like, it's warranted. I mean, look what I did. Look what I did to him.
Right.
Horrible mother.
How does motherhood affect your career and you as a woman? How does it affect you?
Oh my gosh, it's the biggest blessing. Like, life has such a different meaning for me. It changed like my whole focus of like, now I had this passion to do what I do, but like now I'm doing it for me. Nobody gonna stop me from taking care of my son. And so it's just a new passion. It just gave me an extra drive. And it's just balance. Like, I love going home and just playing with my son. Like, we do Chuck E. Cheese. Like, I'm taking him to Universal Studios tomorrow. I'm like a big kid. It gives me a reason to be a big kid again, and it's acceptable. Because when I, didn't have my son, I'm like, y'all want to go roller skating? And they're like, what? You gotta go to Chuck E. Cheese. But now I'm like, hey, I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese. It's okay. It's acceptable because I'm a big kid at heart. So I have a lot of fun. Like, my son rolls with me. He travels with me, and he just kind of, gets acclimated to wherever we are. So he definitely makes it easy for me because he's on set. He knows to be quiet.
Aww.
And it makes it really easy for me. But it's just joyful. Like, I'm just happy every day and thankful for the little things. Like, when I'm like in Chicago, there's kids that are getting shot, and parents that grieve, and I'm just thankful when I wake up. I'm like, God, I'm alive and I have my son. Those little things. So anything extra, like, a movie, come on, I'm on top of the world. I'm like, this is amazing life. So.
Okay. Well, you wrote an article on Global Grind called
good.
Why?
You are the bomb.
We had to make sure we knew everything about
You are the bomb. Yes.
It's for your fans.
I love it. Thank you.
So you wrote an article called Why My Baby Daddy Ain't
Go ahead and say it. Just say it.
Now you can say it.
Why my baby daddy ain't shit.
There you go. Right. And you talk a lot about baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. Is this just general, or is this stuff that's happened to you in real life?
It was crazy because I wrote that before I was pregnant. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like I was being funny, but for real, because I do have a lot of friends that are single moms. Mm-hmm. And so it was just kind of like, I don't know, kind of full circle or prophetic. I don't know that then, because I'm a single mom, but it's for me, it's no drama, thank God. But it could be and it can be if you make it that way. Mm-hmm. But for me, I'm more on the side of promoting how just being a single mom, you have to embrace the struggles,
right.
And I'm raising a black man.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about a black man. I don't understand y'all. Like, you guys are real special. But
difficult.
It's
difficult.
I don't know. We're made different. And I watch my son and I learn a lot from him, which I think has helped me too, just as a woman too.
Right.
So it's taught me a lot, but that's definitely my perspective on single motherhood. That I don't have anybody to fight with. I got my son all to myself. Yay.
Right.
I don't want to share. So I embrace the struggle, but I love it. I have not had any time where I'm like, I just need time away from my son. Like, I'm always wanting to be with him. Mm-hmm. So I embrace that. And I tell all single mothers, like, we have something in us that we can overcome whatever. Right. So you better step up. There's a lot of single moms that their sons are in the NBA. If they did it, we could do it. Our sons will be A-okay. But I do make sure I have a lot of male role models in his life to be that example, because there's just certain things I just can't teach him, and I just like let his uncles take him in the bathroom. Like, I don't really know that, so you teach him how to do that. Thank you. So it's a blessing to have those men.
Right. Are you dating, by the way? Dun, dun, dun.
Wow.
You go and say it's just us. It's just
open, looking. I'm really focused on my career. Like, I would like to date if I can find somebody to date, that is going to be right. And I just haven't had that yet. So I'm hoping, of course, my parents have been married for 51 years.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I definitely thought I was going to be married. In my life, I've had it planned. I was going to be married and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And what I've learned is life just doesn't happen that way.
Right.
Like, we just have no control. So I'm hoping to be married one day and, have a family and all of that. But but you know, it has to be right. It has to be right, and I'm definitely taking my time and a lot of cautious now, and just focus on my career, because it's a lot of responsibility having a boyfriend. You know, you gotta cook dinner and stuff. And I'm like, you know, I really don't have time for that. I'm trying to like get my career. So and, you know,
you just gotta make an extra plate. You know, because you're cooking for your son anyway. So might as well make an extra plate.
Wash clothes? Do I have to do that?
No, you don't have to.
I don't have to wash.
He should be old enough to wash his own clothes.
Well, like you know, I mean, my mom's from Louisiana. My dad's from Mississippi. So we have a very southern relation. Like my mom cooks dinner, makes his plate. She washes the clothes. She take care of the house. She's a pastor. She does that thing, and he supports her in that. But like she just became a pastor, you know, 5 years ago. So where that she, my mom, I watched my mom baking cookies, baking bread. My dad worked, come home, and you know, all that stuff. So that's kind of what I learned from I saw growing up. So when I have a boyfriend, I'm like, you know, very attentive, and I think men deserve that if they're king. You know, women are to be submissive to the man if he's right and submissive in the right ways. But yeah, I'm a firm believer of giving respect to your man and taking care in that way. But
Nick just was like, I need to write her phone number down.
Hey,
she'll follow me on Twitter soon.
We have a Twitter relationship.
Right.
You liked my picture. Oh my God, we're in love. Nick,
That's, you know. So speaking of strong men. Right, you hosted in 2013 the Real Men Cook in Chicago, promoting the Proud Fathers campaign along with your own father, Dr. Robert A. Jordan, who cooked this year at the Real Men Cook.
He did.
And what made you want to be part of this event?
Actually, my sister is my manager. Her husband is the president of Real Men Cook.
Okay.
Nice.
So, you know how family is.
Right.
You gonna host this. But just playing. I really went to the meeting to see what it was really about. And what I appreciated was it celebrates men who have either been incarcerated or have not been in their children's lives, that this is their day they can feel empowered. You don't really see families, African-American families, sit around the table and eat anymore. So this is promoting conversation around food. Let's eat and talk about our struggles and give a chance to honor our fathers on that day while doing so. And so it's awesome to see like men out there barbecuing, and the women are just like, ooh, it smells so good, baby. Ooh, yeah. And they just over there like, yeah, you know, they feel empowered in that way. And we sit around and we feast, and they have performances and people perform and vendors, and it's just a great day. It's like all love and stuff. And so this year I hosted the gospel stage and the main stage. I was like, oh, y'all just gonna work me. Okay. But we had a ball, and the radio stations came out, and it was like a little mini taste of Chicago, if you know anything about the taste. It was like we call it like the black mini taste of Chicago, and we got it in, man. We know how to cook.
Right.
So man, when I tell you we had like fried chicken and like barbecue chicken and like I mean we ate so much that day, it was crazy. But man, they threw down on the food. My dad made like some stir fry or something and some hamburger. It was crazy. We ate a lot. I love my food, so yeah.
Right.
I want to go just next time. Just show up, you know, walk around, a couple plates, and fly back to LA.
$10 too, and you just eat all day, just walk around in circles, just eating about $10.
What's your favorite food, by the way?
Everything.
And you said it so quick, too.
Girl, I love food. Like, I'm already thinking about what I'm going to eat for lunch. Like, when I wake up, I'm like, breakfast. Okay, after this, we're going to eat lunch, and then after that, we're going to go to dinner and get a snack in between. Cool. I love pancakes. I love waffles. I love oatmeal. I love spaghetti, Harold's chicken, Garrett's popcorn, deep dish pizza. I love it all.
Okay, well, maybe I should say, what do you not like?
Well, I don't eat beef or pork.
Okay.
So I don't eat that, but everything else, well, I'm lactose intolerant, too.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll eat pizza, and then if I know I'll be by myself, I do it. I just deal with it because I just love cheese. But yeah, I'm really not supposed to eat that either.
What do you make well? Like, what's your go-to dish? So if you were to cook for a man, right, what would you make?
My turkey spaghetti is the bomb. Okay. It's really good.
Look, he's trying to take notes because
I'm just curious.
Spaghetti.
These are questions that her fans want to know.
Yes,
you know,
you're correct.
I'm just asking for all the single guys out there. You know, like, oh, well, if I was, you know,
you know what? And you just gave me. I might tell my girls out there. I might give y'all the recipe because it's the bomb. Your man will be so happy if you make
Or in fact, what you can do is we'll put it on blackhollywoodlive.com.
Let's do it.
Put the recipe on there.
Let's do it. I'll do that. Yep.
So let's. You know, basically on your career thus far, what do you want people to take away when they hear your name, Drew Sidora? Like, what do you want them to see you as?
I just hope they see me, hopefully as inspiration, you know, as a girl from Chicago that just had a dream, you know, that went after it and had some success for herself. I really hope people can see that. If they like my role or not, I hope at the end of the day, you know, they do walk away being inspired. That's really what I do this for. I'm not going to be here for forever, but if I can inspire people and make them laugh and entertain, I'll be happy with that. Definitely want to leave that mark here while I'm here. Do as much as I can just to show people you can do it all. You can do whatever you want. And that's kind of what I preach to my girls back in Chicago. Like, you don't have to settle for this. You can go to L.A. and do it just like I did. I came just from where you are. So I hope they walk away with that.
Okay. Now, awesome. I'm just going to ask you this because we're going to get into a game really quickly. But if you want to give us a little acapella before we do this game, then you can.
Snap.
If you want to. This is no pressure. But if you want to just go ahead and...
I'm going to take it back to the 90s. Y'all tell me if you know what song this is. Okay. My goodness, how it seems like yesterday. She hurt you in the strongest way. You've hurt so long, reward comes to those who've cried. Real love, purified. On the hook. Use your heart and not your eyes. Baby, just relax a while. If you've got time, then I've got time. Baby, free your thought and watch them fly. Use your heart and not your eyes. Baby. Hey.
It was SWV, right?
Yes, you are correct.
I'm glad you know because I had no idea.
You was lost.
Yeah, I was. I was sitting there, I was like, oh my God. I'm a 90s kid, but I have no idea what was on.
That was that jam.
It was like Spice Girls.
Yeah, I was about to yell out
hilarious.
something crazy. Cher or something.
Go ahead, girl.
Thank you.
Good.
That's some jam. Yeah.
Can you sing at my wedding? I don't have a groom yet, but can you sing?
Yes. Let me sing at somebody's wedding. Get married, girls.
Well, we like to do a little thing here.
Yes.
Where we play games with our guests.
Okay.
So today, your game is
them eyes. You are so
TLC trivia.
Oh Lord Jesus. Okay.
But we're gonna make it easy for you. We're gonna start off a little easy. First question: what are the real names of the members of TLC?
Tionne, T-Boz, Watkins, Rosanda Chile, Thomas, and Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
Okay.
Hello.
All right.
My heart was beating fast. I was like,
Okay.
All right. That was easy. Now, who brought the group to L.A. Reid?
Oh, wow. Well, there's a story behind that. It was a friend that worked with T-Boz at the beauty shop, Maria, who knew somebody that did Pebbles' hair. And he was like, we got to do this group thing. And then Pebbles was like, okay, let me see. And so she put together a group called Second Chance, and it didn't work out, but she took them to L.A. Reid. And then they got Chili, and then it was TLC. So it was Pebbles that brought them to L.A. Reid.
That is
situation.
Correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
Good job. Okay, and there was a member in the group before Chili. What was her name?
Oh, my gosh. Now that one... Girl,
it starts with a C.
Second Chance. It does start with a C. It does. It was a C in her name. Mm-hmm.
Do you need help?
I don't remember.
Candace?
Nope, sorry.
No,
Crystal
Jones.
Jones.
Crystal. Yes, it was. Because Crystal's in the movie.
Is she?
Yeah. We went back. We went back. Yeah, it's funny.
Okay.
Oh, you are going to die laughing when you see this.
I'm so excited.
And the group was Second Chance. It was hilarious. Yes. Okay. Wow. That's funny you knew that. A lot of people didn't know that.
Right. See, we do our work here at BHL,
girl. Girl, you good.
So name the first album in 1992 from the group TLC.
Ooh, on a TLC tip.
Okay. You're good. Maybe these aren't hard enough.
It is hard enough. I didn't get Crystal. You got me on that one.
Okay, so this is the easy one. Who burned down NFL player Andre Rison's home in an accident in 1994?
Come on, Pavo. Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
Lil Mama.
She Lil Mama on this one. Sure did. She did that, yeah.
Right. Tionne, T-Boz Watkins made a solo song in 1996. What was it called?
Get that head roll.
What? Girl?
You need help?
I need some help.
It's called Touch Myself.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Learned something new, huh?
I did.
You may get a text message out of that one.
Right.
I'm sorry. I was in TLC. I don't know nothing about solo.
Right, that's all right.
We didn't go that far.
What album was No Scrubs on?
That was Fan Mail.
Yes, that was the best album, wasn't it?
Woo!
Yes, it was
that did crazy numbers.
Right.
Really did. Yes.
Okay, and the last question. When and where does Crazy Sexy Cool the TL Story air?
VH1, October 21st.
All right. What time? You know what time?
Girl, no. 8 o'clock.
Check your local listings.
Check your local
Check your local. There you go. That's what you're saying.
Wow.
Check your local listings.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited.
That's good.
Too.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Now,
Thank you.
where can your fans find you, Drew?
Please find me on that Twitter at Drew Sidora, Instagram, IG. It's Drew Sidora Official, and DrewSidora.com. Please go there. Stay updated and tuned in.
All right. There you go.
Thank
Megan?
y'all.
You can always find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Meg Scoop, like scoop of ice cream. Make sure you watch the TLC Story on VH1, October 21st.
There you go. You can find me all over the internet at The Nick Perdue. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Kristen, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network.